"You're safe now, Max," said the tall man, voice steady but carrying an edge of raw emotion. The wind cut through the autumn trees, carrying the faint scent of pine and something floral that tugged at memory. Samuel Hargrove knelt beside a simple gravestone, his 5-year-old son clinging to his hand. The stone read, "Lila Hargrove, beloved wife and mother." A small bouquet of white lilies lay at its base. "Is Mommy cold under there?" the boy asked, eyes wide and cheeks rosy. Samuel swallowed hard. "No, buddy. She's somewhere warm now, somewhere peaceful." They stood silently. Oliver's tiny fingers clenched his hand, and Samuel let out a long, heavy breath. "You know," he said quietly, "someone else helped us that day, someone we never got to thank." Oliver tilted his head. "The lady who smelled like flowers?" Samuel nodded. "Yeah, I remember. Lavender. She saved you once. If I ever find her, I'll protect her no matter what." 3 years earlier, life had felt full. Lila had been vibrant, always planning family adventures to escape the city's rush. That weekend, she convinced Samuel to take Max camping in the Northern California mountains. What should have been a joyful memory turned catastrophic. The wildfire came faster than expected. One moment they were roasting marshmallows. The next, smoke choked the trees, sirens screamed, and chaos erupted. Samuel lost sight of Lila. Carrying Max, disoriented and coughing, he stumbled toward the road and collapsed. Then she appeared, a woman in scorched paramedic gear, blonde hair braided beneath her helmet, calm but urgent. She scooped Max into her arms. "You have to move," she shouted. Samuel tried to follow, but the smoke swallowed everything. When he awoke in a shelter, Max was safe but shaken. Lila was gone. The woman had vanished too. Nobody knew who she was. Her name wasn't on any roster. Only the faint scent of lavender lingered in Samuel's memory. For a year, he searched. Investigators, hospitals, fire records, nothing. Only the scent. Only the memory of her arms holding Max as if he were her own. She became more than a memory, a symbol of hope, of selflessness, of a life he could rebuild. Now, on a winding mountain road, Samuel guided the black SUV past pine and mist, Max humming softly in the back seat. "Almost there?" the boy asked. "Almost," Samuel said. "We're visiting a small clinic, testing equipment that could help people in remote areas, like the lady in the mountains." The facility was modest, wooden, nestled between grassy ridges. A hand-painted sign read medical post. Inside, nurses moved quickly through narrow halls. Samuel met the director, then followed him toward the back office. The moment he stepped inside, he froze. A young woman stood by the window, sunlight catching her blonde braid. She wore a plain white coat over scrubs, clipboard in hand. High cheekbones, a soft jawline, a calm seriousness. Their eyes met. Something flickered, a memory brushing the edge of his mind. "Mr. Hargrove," the director said. "This is Evelyn Carter, lead nurse. She'll coordinate your team." Evelyn extended a firm, professional hand. "Mr. Hargrove," she said. "Have we met before?" Samuel asked, narrowing his eyes. "Not that I recall," she replied, polite but measured. Max tugged at his sleeve. "Dad, she smells like lavender, just like the lady in the fire." Time stopped. Samuel's heart thundered. Evelyn's lips parted slightly. For the first time, she looked unsettled. "Do you wear lavender oil?" he asked carefully. She hesitated, then nodded. "I have for years. It helps me stay calm." "What?" He stepped closer. "I think we may have met before after all." Evelyn's expression faltered, then steadied. She had remembered. Or maybe, she had never forgotten. Later, in a quiet cabin behind the clinic, Samuel asked for a moment alone. Sunlight streamed through the window. Evelyn's shoulders were tense, arms crossed. "I know it was you," he said softly. "You're mistaken," she replied without turning. "The lavender." Oliver remembered, and now I remember too. Her hand brushed her forearm, covering a faint scar. Samuel gently touched it. "I saw it," he whispered. "When you pulled him from the flames, I saw this exact mark." Evelyn drew back, gaze falling. "I'm not a hero. I just did what I had to." "No," Samuel said, voice thick. "You gave a broken father something to live for. You saved more than a life." Her eyes flickered, but she pulled her hand away. "Come to the city. Work with me. Humanitarian outreach. Help rural communities. You could save more lives, make a difference on a scale you never imagined." "I don't belong in the city," she said softly. You'd be helping the places you care about, he countered. A small voice interrupted. Max stepped inside, clutching a pine cone and stuffed dog. Can you be my friend again? Evelyn knelt instinctively, fixing his collar. I never stopped being your friend, she whispered. Max hugged her, and Samuel watched, tears welling. In that quiet cabin, the ashes of the past stirred into something new. Gratitude, healing, and the quiet promise of hope finally uncovered. The office Samuel had prepared for Evelyn sat quietly in a corner of the company's innovation wing, far from the bustling main floor, away from the cameras, the executives, the prying eyes of anyone who thrived on attention. She had agreed to strict conditions. No interviews, no press statements, no staged appearances, just work. Quiet, meaningful work. Each morning, she arrived before sunrise, reviewing documents, coordinating video calls with field medics, testing prototypes designed for remote clinics. She kept to herself, hair tied back in a precise bun, focused, efficient, unapproachable. Yet Samuel noticed. She flinched at every ambulance siren. Her hands trembled slightly when discussing trauma protocols. She never mentioned her qualifications, though it was clear she had far more experience than her resume suggested. And she never spoke of family. One afternoon, they were reviewing footage from a pilot program in Montana when her wallet slipped from her bag onto the floor. Samuel bent to pick it up, intending only to hand it back, but it opened in his hand. Inside was a photograph. A man with a gentle smile holding a small boy with tousled blonde curls and a smear of peanut butter on his cheek. Evelyn stood beside them, arms around both, laughing freely. Samuel froze. Evelyn had gone pale, eyes fixed on the wallet. She reached slowly and took it back. I'm sorry, he said softly. I didn't mean to. It's all right, she whispered, placing it back in her bag. She stared out the window for a long, measured moment. They were my family, she said, voice flat. My husband, Marcus, and my son, Joshua. Samuel remained silent, giving her the space she clearly needed. We were driving home from the lake, she continued. I had worked a double shift the night before. I should have known better. I fell asleep at the wheel. We hit the guardrail. I woke up in the hospital with a broken wrist and a concussion. They were in surgery when I arrived. I stood in the hallway, watched the lights above the door, and I knew. I could do nothing. Her voice broke. I quit everything after that. The hospitals, the city, the machines. I moved north. I kept to the basics, checking vitals, bandaging wounds, giving medicine. No sterile white walls, no monitors, no pretending I was strong enough to fix everything. Samuel's throat tightened. I lost my wife in a fire, he said quietly. I was there, and I couldn't save her. But you saved my son. Evelyn's eyes glistened, but she did not cry. And I could not save mine, she whispered. Her words landed on him like stones dropped in still water, quiet, yet endlessly echoing. That night, long after she left, Samuel sat alone in the office. He stared at the empty doorway, recalling her every pause, every tremor, every shadow of pain she had carried. She had buried herself beneath duty and lavender, but now he understood. Her wounds were deep, and yet she still healed others. The following morning began like any other. Evelyn worked in her office, reviewing updates from Montana, flinching at the distant wail of ambulances. Samuel, meanwhile, was in a boardroom, surrounded by executives and lawyers, Oliver safely with the housekeeper in the family lounge. But routines can crumble in seconds. Mid-morning, Evelyn heard frantic footsteps. The housekeeper burst in, pale and terrified. It's Oliver. Something's wrong. He ate a muffin. His face, he's swelling. He can't breathe. Her heart stopped. She dropped everything. In the lounge, Oliver was slumped on the couch, lips tinged blue, eyes wide with fear. Walnut fragments scattered beside him. Anaphylaxis, Evelyn snapped. Where's his EpiPen? The housekeeper stammered. I don't know. Caleb always carries it. Without a second thought, Evelyn scooped Oliver into her arms. Call City Memorial. Tell them it's a 5-year-old male. Severe allergic reaction. No EpiPen administered. The cab raced through traffic. Evelyn whispered to him. You're going to be okay. Just hold on. I've got you. The hospital loomed like a memory she had tried to bury. The beeping monitors, sterile walls, flashing trauma signs. This was where she had lost everything. But this boy, with the same wide, curious eyes as her Joshua, demanded courage. And love had a way of forcing courage out of even the most careful heart. At the ER, she charged through the doors. Severe anaphylaxis. No EpiPen given. Nurses swarmed. A stretcher appeared. A doctor shouted orders, but Evelyn stayed by Oliver, holding his hand, refusing to step back. Minutes dragged, then finally he stirred. His eyes found her. "You," he whispered, voice trembling. "You saved me again." Evelyn forced a smile through the lump in her throat. "No," she whispered back. "You saved me." Caleb, Samuel, rushed in behind her, panic etched on his face. He froze at the sight. Evelyn, hand in hand with his son, tears silently streaming. "I came as fast as he began." "She's okay," Evelyn said. "We got here in time." Samuel's eyes softened, filled with something deeper than gratitude. "You brought him here?" "I had to," she whispered. Despite the monitors, the walls, the past, she had acted. Her heart still knew how to fight for someone she loved. Hours later, Samuel sat in his office, confronted by a viral tabloid headline. Mountain Nurse Charms CEO. Corporate fairy tale or calculated move? The article twisted Evelyn's instinct into something performative, questioning her motives. But he said nothing. He stared at the screen, silent, then left the room. Evelyn saw it too. In the quiet break room, the words cut, not cruel, but unsettling. She had acted on instinct, not spectacle. And he had said nothing. She packed her bag, left her badge, slipped through the side exit, and vanished before the press even noticed. The only trace she left was a photograph, the same one from her wallet, of Marcus, Joshua, and herself, with a scribbled note in the corner. "Some people are not meant to be saved twice." Samuel held the paper, heart heavy. Not the article had broken her. It was his silence, his focus on image over truth, over her. He knew now what he had lost. Late that night, he drove through snow-covered roads with Oliver in the back seat, a small box in his hands. The cabin they approached was remote, dark, quiet beneath falling flakes. Max placed the box on the porch steps, a bracelet crafted from colored bottle caps, a memory only he would know. "What do you want to say to her?" Samuel asked. Oliver whispered, "Thank you for saving me, but please don't go away again." Inside, Evelyn watched through frosted windows, hand on her chest. The bracelet, a reminder of the boy she had comforted years ago, pulled something loose. When she saw father and son step onto the porch, the snow felt warmer. Samuel knelt in the snow before the steps, eyes searching the cabin. Evelyn stepped forward, barefoot, hair loose, heart racing. He smiled, soft and genuine. "You saved me once, Evelyn," he said. "Not just from the fire, from everything that came after. Let me protect you. Every day." Her breath caught. Memories surged. The fire, the hospitals, the silences, the guilt. Then Oliver's laughter, his small arms around her. She stepped forward. Then Oliver ran to her, hugging tightly. She let the tears fall, unguarded. Samuel reached for her hand. She took it. That night, under falling snow, words were few. Silence spoke of healing, forgiveness, and new beginnings. 1 year later, sunlight streamed through the Willow Haven Center for Healing. Earth-toned walls lined with photographs, polished wood floors, children's laughter echoing. A new painting hung in the lobby, The Lady in Lavender, by Oliver Hargrove, 6 years old. Evelyn, now medical director, greeted families with warmth. At the hallway's end, Samuel watched, coffee in hand, observing her care and laughter. CEO still in title, but purpose now guiding him. When their eyes met, they smiled. Nearby, a boy's laughter rang through the hall. Broken once, they had healed together. Whole again,